ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Roundtable. My name is Robert Bannon. I'm so excited to be with you here for this lunchtime edition, as we sometimes end up doing. I am here today to talk about The Pianist, which is coming to George Street Playhouse. Now, as a Jerseyite, as a lover of New Jersey and living in New Jersey and growing up in New Jersey, there are some great artistic places to see shows, and the George Street Playhouse in New Brunswick is one of them for sure. GeorgeStreetPlayhouse.org is where you can get your tickets to see it. Remember the movie? Remember Adrien Brody winning the Oscar and kissing Halle Berry? Remember all of that? Well, it's directed and adapted for the stage by Emily Mann. It's based on the memoir, The Pianist. It's a play with music, and it is running from September 26th, so it's already up and running, all the way to October 22nd. The star, Daniel Donskoy, was in some TV shows about royals that you may have streamed, has been in a bunch of stuff, has maybe been on Dancing with the Stars overseas, is maybe coming to Broadway, is maybe a big giant superstar in the making, and we're so lucky to grab him to talk about this. In a serious note, amongst all the jokes, the world is a little crazy and scary right now, especially with everything that's going on in the Middle East. So it's more important than ever to talk about the show, to have Daniel on, and to maybe add some light levity and art to the world we're living in, because it's some serious stuff. So Daniel is here, and I'm here, and you can catch us all the time here on the Broadway Podcast Network and on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to us on YouTube, and also follow us and download us on the Broadway Podcast app. Yeah. All right. Are you ready? Let's go at it. Daniel is here. Daniel, welcome to the show.
Hello. Lovely to meet you.
Welcome to New Jersey.
Yes.
I'm in New Jersey. How has it been? Everything you thought it would be and more?
It is. Yeah, absolutely. You just hit the nail on its head. Exactly. It is exactly that. Well, to be honest, I have to tell you, my first day in New Jersey, I was taken to Target, which I've never been to. And I was like, wow, what is this incredible place with all these things? And you know what I found? All my life, I've been wearing Hanes tank tops. Because my family's in Israel, so like I had them in Israel. When I moved back to London, I could find it nowhere. And I walk through Target in New Jersey, and I see like this whole stand of Hanes. And I'm like running. I was like, oh my God, they got Hanes tank tops. And the people in Target looked at me like I'm some very odd creature. Like they're like, why are you so excited? It's like, because we don't have that.
No, I get it. We take for granted. I have a friend of mine who's from Uganda, and she said that when her family comes here, they go to Walmart and they see like piles of paper towels, and they're just like, what goes on here? Congratulations on everything from the television to stage to you're a big old giant star in Germany and in Europe, and now you're here and you're about to explode in the United States. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And we were just talking before we hit record here. We're in some crazy times that we're living in. And The Pianist, which is playing right now at George Street Playhouse, which is such a beautiful theater. I've had the opportunity to see such great work there, based on the memoir, based on the movie and all. Why is this show important, and why is it important now?
Well, two stages of that. A, anti-Semitism, racism, homophobia, hatred towards human beings is on the rise everywhere in the world. And I suppose one of the most harrowing accounts of what hate can become is the mass extinction, industrialized mass extinction of life, as done by the Nazis. So a play that not only talks about the history, but shows you how a human being, Wladyslaw Szpilman in that case, could regain his life after losing everything he loved, is, I think, a story of perseverance and hope, is something that in these times we need to be remembered of. Not only what can happen if people hate, but what do you do if you have experienced all of that? Because I think it's very easy as a society, as humans, to stop being empathic, just to stop the empathy, because you go, oh my God, something was done to me, I hate now. And sadly, in just these days now, we see what hate can come towards again. And it's again, I mean, on Saturday, I was doing the matinee show, and just before I went on stage, I was speaking to my mum, who was going into the bunker in Tel Aviv to hide, kind of like to be secure from the rockets. And then the second scene on stage, there's a fire, there's like a bomb alarm, and rockets are hitting. It was very hard for me the last 3 days to be on stage. because there are so many parallels suddenly, people being executed in their homes in the south of Israel by the terrorist organization Hamas. It's sometimes you think like we all go into the arts sometimes to escape the real world, but there are certain projects that bring you ever more closer to why the arts are important, what the chance of the arts are. And sometimes it's even like in the last couple of days, it was very hard for me to because the lines were completely blurred between what's real and what am I saying. And it's tough. I don't know. I love entertainment. I'm a very positive and upbeat person. So this production for me was a very challenging one because anyways, portraying someone's journey through 6 years of hell is harrowing. But just from an acting perspective, it's been the biggest challenge for me, and one that I'm so happy and so proud to have been part of, to be part of at the moment.
Well, you can grab your tickets right now, georgestreetplayhouse.org. It is going until October 22nd, and it is a beautiful cast. It is a beautiful creative team of people together that put this together, from the director to the score to the theater in of itself and everyone that's there. So grab your tickets. It's such an important piece. It's always been an important piece, and it is more relevant than ever. Speaking of this world and this art, you have been at the forefront of some firsts. You talked about in your career, and being of Jewish descent and religion based, and being the first to do certain things in Europe and do this and do that. How much of a conscious decision is it to wear your religion, your namesake, where you're from, and your personal story into the public point of view?
It depends on the project, really. So if I go on a random set of film and somebody would be like, oh, the Jewish actor Daniel Donskoy, I'd be very conscious about why that person chose to portray me as that. But of course, when you speak about the Holocaust and World War II, having a personal connection is not necessary to portray it. It's not necessary, but it can convey the real true connection to the story and to the history. And I think we've spoken for sure in the last 2 years so much about what's adequate casting. May only Jews play Jews? I don't believe in that. I really don't believe in that. I think anyone could and anyone can. And sometimes I even think, from my mental health, it would be easier to not be Jewish to do this play, because it triggers the history of my people, of my family. Like, I have Holocaust survivors in my family, so it's a triggering thing. Now, of course, whilst doing the first Jewish late night show in Germany, again, it is important that a Jewish host would do that and produce that. But having said all of that, I'm agnostic. I don't really believe in God. For me, it's so much about culture, so much about understanding. I lived in too many places, I think, in my life to pinpoint a cultural. I can't say I'm German. I have a German passport, but I'm not a German. I was born in Russia. I'm anything but Russian. My family's from Ukraine originally, so it's all really complicated. And then I lived in Germany and Israel, and now I'm in the UK for so many years, but I'm not British. But the one thing that kept going through is the Jewish culture part,
It is your story is so fascinating, and the journey of it is so fascinating. And your work as an artist is so fascinating, because you're on stage, you're making your US stage debut in this show. But if we were living overseas, we would have seen you on this. We would have seen you we would have listened to your music, which is available now in streaming. So how do you define yourself? Are you just an artist through and through? Are you an actor who sings? What are you?
I try to use the word artist, but people just don't like that for some reason. I don't know. I just I think it's really to do with my background. The only thing that I was an immigrant in so many places, and I spent most of my teenage years observing society, because if you want to fit in, you need to observe. So you spend quite a lot of time on the outside, and you look inwards, and you learn the good things and the bad things about society, the good things and the bad things about cultural congregation. So then when I was able to kind of choose my own path, I was like, oh my God, actually, I think I love to tell stories, and I just don't know how yet, because I didn't go to any art schools. I just really spent all my time trying to learn the languages of the countries that we were moving to. So I was just very happy at 18 when I finished high school. And then I went to study biology first. And then I was like, no, I have to study, I don't know, acting and music. That's what I want. I want to tell stories. And then from the get-go, it started simultaneously. Like I just realized certain things I can do as an actor that I can't do as a singer, and vice versa. And then to a certain extent, I thought, okay, maybe musical theater is the path. But then that also didn't. I did one musical in London, and then kind of like I went back into acting and singing and separate them between the two. But then I started writing, and I was like, oh my God, how am I going to explain that to someone? And now I say, my name is Daniel. I love to tell stories, and whatever that may be will be. And I have no clue where I'm going to end up or what I'm like. There's no like goal where I go, I really am desperate to do this and this and that. I'm just very happy to be here in America now. And do my stage debut here because, you know, it is the epicenter of the entertainment of the entertainment industry. So,
oh, don't worry, New York is gonna snatch you up. You'll be Broadway, television, films. We may have seen you, or you may look familiar from a TV show about royals that we're not talking about in the SAG strike, but you may have seen this face before on your television screen and etc. And I'm sure there is a ton of work when we go see this show, when we get our tickets and go see the show. How should we approach the what should we do before, after, during? What is your suggestions to get through the heaviness, and what do you do as an artist to shake it off every single performance?
I think for the audience, the interesting thing is we break the fourth wall pretty much from minute one. So there's a lot of direct address, which makes it easier and harder for the audience simultaneously, because obviously Wladyslaw Szpilman in this case tells you certain things. The good thing is, yes, there are loads of trigger warnings. We speak about death, we speak about suicidal attempts, but the audience is never confronted with imagery of death, which I think makes it easier to really focus on the emotional world of what that means to lose something. The play also offers loads of hope. So like, I think if the audience really, as more you relax into your chair, the more it's easy to grasp what you're actually watching. So I think it doesn't need a lot of preparation. But I've had people come up to me after the show and they were like, I don't know what I just watched. I think I really need to decompress on my way home. So it does hit hard. It can hit hard, I suppose, especially when it hits close to home. And what I do, I really try, you know, when I was in drama school, one of my acting teachers was always, Daniel, you're such an upbeat, happy person. You'll never be a good actor. Because they were teaching me, on methods of, you know, trauma is the essence of art. I don't believe in that. I believe in experiencing life to the fullest. And if I experience on stage every day the depth and agony of sorrow, it is my responsibility as a human being to leave the theater and experience joy, love, and laughter. Because only then can I portray a human that survived all of this and then kept smiling. He kept playing. He remarried. He married. He had kids. His son and grandson came to see the show the other day, and it was it was beautiful. You know, and that memory, like, I'm playing a human being. I'm not playing a victim of the Holocaust. I'm playing a human being named Wladyslaw Szpilman, who thought of himself as a Polish citizen, who was then taught he's a Jew, whose family was then executed. He was persecuted. He survived miraculously, but he kept smiling. That person is a human, and being a human means to feel all the variety of emotions. And it's our responsibility as artists, I feel, to also never go towards one thing, but to feel the variety of emotions within us, because that's what makes us human, the variety of emotions.
That is such a beautiful answer. That is something that I think they should teach in every acting school and drama school around, that the fullness of life. It's not just trauma and the darkness. And
no.
We don't have to go back to our worst moment of our life and relive that. Full characters, full people, full.
It's so much about imagination. Because I was studying in London, and then I also did parts of my studies at Lee Strasberg in New York. And I was amazed by, on the one side, the freedom of the stage at Lee Strasberg. Just go and improvise. And on the other side, also the obsession within method acting to constantly hit yourself, and you hit yourself as a human, like, and you have to be so resilient anyways when you stand on stage. You know, when you start after drama school, you're being judged by so many people.
Right.
So many people tell you, no, you're not good enough. And through all of that, how do you get through? You don't get through that by telling yourself, I'm hurting. You get through that by believing, by positive reaffirmations. So I'm a very big believer that in the way acting and any performing arts should be taught, it should be taught with a lot of self-love and not just self-harm.
Well, yeah, agreed, 100%. I want to say to everybody watching right now, you need to go grab your tickets, go to GeorgeStreetPlayhouse.org. How he's doing this every week is a feat in of itself. We can follow Daniel because before he'll be super, super famous and he won't return or remember our interview. It's coming. Watch out. It's coming. So follow him on Instagram and follow this meteoric rise. I'm sure that is to come. And check out the show and make sure you get down there and see the show. You only have until the end of the month. You only have until the 22nd.
Yes.
I want to send love to you and to your family over in Israel and to everyone over there. And I'm sending like love and light and safety. And our hearts are with you all. And
thank you so much.
We send all our good energy to you and your family.
Yeah, may peace be on all the people living in the Middle East. It's just it's been going on for too long.
Absolutely. Perfect. Daniel, much
thank
love.
Thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Woo, boy. Well, there you have it. Important times, scary times, times where art reflects society, and society needs art to teach us history so that we can see what we've done so we don't doom to repeat it again. To everybody overseas, everybody in the Middle East right now, everyone in Israel, everyone that is fighting for peace and equality in this world, against terrorism, against unjustness, against phobias of any kind, we send love and light, and our prayers are definitely with us. We hope this show is a place where people can talk about their truths and speak about what is going on in the world and a reflection, and hopefully give some joy and some peace and some understanding. The bell has rung. My lunchtime is over. The best is absolutely yet to come. Follow us on the Broadway Podcast Network. Follow me at Robert M. Bannon, and I look forward to seeing you again next time here at the Roundtable. God bless you. Thank you for being here.